Okay, welcome to Ray's Reflection for Thursday. I hope you've read Psalm 1. If not, pause this video and go ahead and read or listen to Psalm 1. You can listen by going to BibleGateway.com and going into their audio Bible section, or you can read whatever translation you want from Bible.com digitally, or you may have your own book form of biblical text. But get familiar with this text and read it before we go on. Now, assuming that you have read it, we have to answer the question now of what is this text about? What is it about? What's its topic? What's its direction? What's its tone? What's it trying to get across to the reader like you and me? Now, one of our sub-questions to what is it about is what kind of literature or writing is this? And is it a narrative? Is it a storyline? Is it a legal section? I mean, there's a reference to the law of God in this, or the law of the Lord. So is it giving us commandments and do this and then you get this? Or is that what's going on? Of course, if you're reading Psalm 1 in a modern translation, you'll note that it's put in a poetry kind of form, which is exactly what it is. It's a form of poetry. And what kind of a poetry is it? Well, again, we note that there are a comparison between the righteous and the wicked, between those doing it God's way and those doing their own thing. And so it is a poem of wisdom, a poem of instruction of how we need to live and why we need to choose the righteous path versus the wicked path. This is a common type of literature in the wisdom literature of the Old Testament. Now, how would we summarize these 6 verses? Well, how did you summarize it? I summarized it this way, and you could summarize it differently, maybe even better. But those who choose to live according to God's law or instruction are blessed and they will prosper. The wicked will be punished. Simple as that. That's the main point. What kind of components do we have? Well, you notice first 3 verses start with the righteous, then the next 2 switch to the condition of the wicked, and then in the last verse here we have kind of the summary statement of how the Lord and the assembly of God's people see things. So there's our components. We get a righteous, wicked, then a summarize of both. And what problems or issues is this writer trying to solve or address? Well, he's trying to address why you would choose to live life according to God's instructions, particularly if the crowds are doing it differently. Well, take a look at this. Go back and read Psalm 1, and then we'll get into our second major question. I hope this has been helpful. This is just a good way to get at any kind of text to find out what is this about. Until next time, God bless.